Hi, I am Rebecca Xia. Looking at the title, we know clearly that we are indeed living in the age of difference. In this video, I'll be presenting a comparison of two different texts that is across culture and borders that problematize the construct of difference, where I'll be diving in to look at the identity politics in human trafficking. To study this issue, two corpus of films were chosen. Based on the definition of comparative literature, it is important to know the background of these two films. She Has a Name is a Canadian film directed by Daniel and Matthew Kuman that was released in 2016, while the script written by Andrew Kuman. The production of this film is inspired by a true event, the random human smuggling tragedy in Thailand with the death of 54 people. This incident served as a backdrop to this film, where a girl from Cambodia was enslaved into child prostitution in Thailand. Her name was replaced with a number. She was called number 18. Jason, a Canadian lawyer, encountered number 18 when he was looking for witnesses or survivors to testify a human trafficking incident of an abandoned storage truck that contained bodies of sex workers. As it was revealed the number 18 escaped from the truck, she was reluctant to testify because every girl who talked about this incident was killed. Eventually, she agreed to testify only if Jason saved her. While Eden is an American film directed by Megan Griffiths and Richard Phillips, which was released in 2012. This film was claimed that it was based on a true story. In this film, an 18-year-old Korean-American girl named Hyun Jae was kidnapped and trafficked domestically into prostitution with her name replaced as Eden. Surprisingly, this illegal organization was run by a corrupt law enforcement official named Bob. After 1 year, she began to earn Morgan's trust with an attempt to escape by taking the risk to betray him, which led her home eventually. Clearly, the approach I use to problematize difference across national borders is through these films. She Has a Name, which is a Canadian film, and Eden, an American film. I will be looking at how does the identities of number 18 and Hyun Jae is politicized differently across cultures and national borders, specifically in the context of human trafficking. So, let's begin. To problematize difference in identity politics in human trafficking, we must first look at the converging point of these two films. As we have seen, She Has a Name and Eden both look into the issue of human trafficking, where they are based on true events. The victims are kidnapped and trafficked to a different place, where number 18 and Eden are victimized into prostitution and are forced to work as sex slaveries. Besides that, the victims in these films have their identity changed, where their names are replaced. It is not revealed the original name of number 18, but obviously number 18 is indeed a substitute of her identity. And Hyun Jae has her name substituted with Eden. And because they are victims of sex slavery, they are not only subordinate to men, but also to women. They become objects to men, and they are bound to submit to women who are involved in this organization. Looking at how these films converge, let's dig deeper into each point to see how these films diverge from each other to problematize the difference in identity politics in human trafficking. Looking at the context of human trafficking in these two films, we can see how number 18 and Hyun Jae, also known as Eden, are portrayed differently. Let's begin with number 18. Number 18 is considered a first-generation illegal migrant where she escaped from a storage truck and ends up in a brothel and bar called the Pearl. She is trafficked from Cambodia to Thailand, where she becomes a foreigner in Thailand. And because she is illegal, she has no rights. Besides that, she has lost the most important identity in her life, which is her name. Her name being replaced with a number is so significant because it shows that she is recognized as an object instead of a human. While Hyun Jae is a second-generation migrant from Korea. She is a Korean American, which makes her a minority in her community. She is a citizen of America, which proves that she has the rights. The substitution of her name differs from number 18, where Hyun Jae has lost her Korean name that reflects her true identity as a Korean and is replaced with an English name called Eden. Based on the analysis of this text, we see how number 18 is portrayed completely voiceless in this film. Not only is she illegal, a foreigner that has no rights, and her name being replaced with a number, but she is also portrayed as one who does not have the agency to save herself. In other words, she needs a savior in which her prayer comes true when she meets Jason. But eventually, her prayer only leads her to be killed. Whereas for Hyun Jae, who's a Korean American, she may be a minority, but she is a citizen of America and she has the rights as other Americans. Instead of replacing her name with a number, she's given an English name. Unlike number 18, where her identity as an illegal foreigner has completely bound her to be voiceless and unrecognized as a human, Hyun Jae is seen to be portrayed completely different. Hyun Jae is a Korean, and although she is a minority in America, she is shown to have a voice. She does not need anyone to save her like number 18. Her identity as a Korean is part of the marginalized community in America, but she is recognized. Her name is even replaced with an English name. And because Hyun Jae is portrayed to have a voice, she is shown to have the agency to save herself. Eventually, it leads her to be free. To conclude by looking at the context of human trafficking in these two films, it shows that the identity of number 18 and Hyun Jae are politicized differently. Both of them are considered marginalized because number 18 is a foreigner in Thailand and Hyun Jae is a Korean, a minority in America. Although they are marginalized, they are portrayed differently in these films, where number 18 is voiceless and the substitution of a name with a number caused her to be labeled as an object, while Hyun Jae has a voice to save herself and she is still labeled with a name called Eden.